Manchester United receive massive injury boost ahead of the Barnsley game tonight. United have also confirmed the signing of two Wonderkids to join the youth academy, and also a bit of a match preview ahead of our League Cup third round tie against Barnsley this evening. These are some of the stories we will be discussing on this morning's show. But before we get into that, please do me one small favour. Smash a like on today's video. Let's try and see 500 likes on this episode. And if this is your first time watching, please also subscribe to the channel. We're live every single day at 8:30 and 6 p.m. UK time. Right, let's get straight on into it then. And I want to start the show off by asking you a question. I like to try and make it interactive. And the question for you this morning is this: what are your score predictions for Manchester United versus Barnsley? Get in the comment section now. Let me know your thoughts. What will the score prediction be? And if you want to go for a double question, also let me know what lineup you would go with tonight. I will give you both of my answers in a minute once I've given you my little preview for the game ahead. But yeah, so I want the score prediction and I want the predicted lineup. Let me know in the comment section now. Right, so in relation to this evening's game, Erik ten Hag has confirmed that Lisandro Martinez, Mazraoui and Matthias de Ligt are all fit. They're all available for tonight's selection. Whether or not they will start, I don't think they will, personally. I don't think they're required. The interesting thing with Barnsley is Manchester United's under-21 side played Barnsley 2 weeks ago and we beat them 3-2. And that's with the under-21s. Okay? So we should be able to comfortably beat Barnsley with the likes of Toby Collier, Harry Amas, Ethan Wheatley, Anthony, etc., etc. So I'm going to go through my kind of predicted lineup for the game this evening. I want you to get involved as well. We can have a bit of back and forth. So in goal, I'm going with Altay Bayindir. I think he definitely deserves a chance to start tonight. He joined us from, Fenerbahce last season, 12 months ago. He's the Turkish national team goalkeeper, and he played once last season. I feel bad for him. I really do. The only game he played in last season was against Newport away in the League Cup. So in relation to tonight, we're going to go with Altay Bayindir in goal. And then our back four, we're going to go with Harry Amas at left back. We're going to go for Harry Maguire, and we're going to go with Johnny Evans as the centre-back partnership. At right back, I think we're going to have to go with Dalot because we don't really have any other right backs at the moment who are kind of fit and available. Obviously, Luke Shaw's injured still. Malacia's injured. And Mazraoui obviously came off in the last game with a bit of cramp. So I would give Mazraoui a bit of a break and start Diogo Dalot in this game. In relation to the midfield, I would go with Toby Collier. I would go with Manuel Ugarte. I think he needs game time desperately. And then I would probably go with... so we're going Toby Collier, Manuel Ugarte, maybe Casemiro. So you'd maybe do Casemiro and Ugarte as the kind of two holding midfielders, and then maybe push Toby Collier a little further up the pitch. But I'll be honest with you, I reckon Erik ten Hag's going to play Bruno Fernandes, to be honest. If Bruno Fernandes is fit, Bruno Fernandes plays, regardless of who it's against. So if I was going to predict, I would say the midfield will be Manuel Ugarte, Toby Collier and Bruno Fernandes. But I personally wouldn't do that because I think Bruno deserves a rest. But you know what Bruno's like. He wants to play every single minute of every game if he's available. So yeah, that's what I think in relation to the midfield. Going a bit more further forward to the attacking options, I think we'll see Anthony on the right-hand side. I think we might see Ethan Wheatley get some game time as the striker. And then on the left, I'm not sure about the left, to be honest, because obviously... maybe he gives Garnacho the game because he only played like 20 minutes against Southampton. Yeah, that would work for me. I mean, that's more than enough to beat Barnsley. That's not joke. So yeah, I'm excited about the game tonight. I am. I'm excited to see some of the players that don't usually play, like the Harry Amases, the Toby Colliers. I hope Ethan Wheatley gets some minutes. So yeah, score prediction wise, I think it's going to be very comfortable. I'm going to go 4-0 Manchester United. I mean, we're playing Barnsley. They're in the league. They're in League One. They're 2 divisions below Manchester United. And as I said, our under-21s beat them 3-2 a couple of weeks ago. So, yeah, I think if we were to lose tonight, it would be probably one of the biggest shocks in recent history for Manchester United, you know? Losing to like a Bournemouth or a Brentford, they're Premier League sides. You know, they've got big budgets, they've got big, big players, good managers. Whereas no disrespect to Barnsley, but they're literally like a mid-table League One side. So yeah, that's the lineup I would go with, but I want you to let me know your score predictions. I'm going with 4-0, comfortable win. I would just hope and pray that we see lots of squad rotation. You know, Diogo Dalot has to play because there isn't any other right backs. But other than that, I don't think any of the players who started the game against Southampton should be playing. I think they should all be rested. Maybe the only exception, is maybe Joshua Zirkzee, just to get his confidence up. Like, it could be interesting to start Zirkzee just because, if Zirkzee bags a couple of goals against Barnsley, that will only build his confidence and hopefully then, improve, his form in the coming games. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this game goes. Obviously, it is I think it's a 7:45 kickoff tonight, isn't it? Is that right? I'm not going to be doing a match. I'm not going to be doing a watch along, but there will be a match reaction. So as soon as the game finishes, make sure you come and join me here, and I will be live straight after. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff, so my match reaction will probably be at about 10 o'clock, roughly, somewhere around then. And hopefully we haven't lost, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, all focus for me really is on the game on Saturday against Crystal Palace. That's a must-win game for Manchester United. We need to deal with Barnsley, but then all of the focus has to be on Crystal Palace on Saturday at 5:30. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, keep getting your score predictions in. Keep getting your predicted lineups and all the rest of it. Let's see what people are saying in the chat today. Somebody's saying that Anthony should start tonight. Yeah, I mean, if Anthony has to start tonight. He has to. What else have we got? Johnny says, is Lindelof available? I don't think so, mate. I think Lindelof's still injured, unfortunately. What else have we got? Lots of people in the chat today. I hope you're all doing well. Somebody's put their lineup in. They've gone with Bayinda, Mazraoui, Amas, Maguire, Johnny Evans, Ugarte, Collier, Ericsson, Anthony, Wheatley and Garnacho. It's quite a strong lineup. James says, I can't predict the score until I know how seriously Ten Hag takes it and what team he's going to play on. But that's part of the game, isn't it? You've got to guess the score. You've got to guess, with your predicted lineup. Like, that's the whole point of it. You predict the lineup and then you guess what score that lineup's going to get. But I'm going with 4-0 Manchester United. I think even if it was like the under-21s, as I said, we beat them a couple of weeks ago with our under-21s, so I'd still be confident. Somebody in the chat says that teams from the lower divisions can sometimes play rough, so Erik ten Hag shouldn't play any of the senior players to avoid injury. That's a fair point. Mount says, is anybody tempted to watch the Champions League instead tonight? No. Why would you do that? Why would you watch the first round of a Champions League watching a team you don't even support over Manchester United? Like, why would you do that? I mean, the games that are on tonight, it's like AC Milan, Liverpool. Okay, that could be quite good. And that's pretty much it. So you're not honestly telling me that you'd rather watch Liverpool play than Man United? I mean, you're not going to watch Sporting versus Lille or Real Madrid versus Stuttgart or Young Boys versus Aston Villa, Bayern versus Dynamo Zagreb. Like, the only game in the Champions League tonight that looks kind of interesting would be AC Milan Liverpool. But there's no way I'm going to watch that over Manchester United any day of the week. So, yeah. But anyway, let's move on from that and let's talk about some injury news. So, a big story broke last night saying that apparently Mason Mount is now back in first team training and will be available for team selection very, very soon. So that's positive. Yeah, I do like Mason Mount. I know a lot of people have it out for him. I know a lot of people calling him a flop and all the rest of it. But his first season at Manchester United was, let's be honest, very, very injury-ridden. And you just have to hope and pray for Mason Mount's sake that he comes back stronger, more motivated, and that Mason Mount has a good rest of the season, because I think he can be an important player for Manchester United. He's still young. He's only 24. He was very, very good at Chelsea. I know we haven't seen that yet at Manchester United, but we need to get as many players as possible. Listen says, I hope to see Kone play tonight. That's a name that I haven't thought about. I like that. I don't think that will happen, but it's a good suggestion. I literally hadn't thought of that. I don't think he's ever done any first team training though, has he? He's gone straight into the under-21s, I think. So yeah, I don't think so. Ant says, I would like to see some cameos, people like Jack Fletcher. Yeah, I like the sound of that. That would be good. You know what? I would absolutely love it if Erik ten Hag just put out like a whole team of young players. But knowing Erik ten Hag, he knows how important this game is, of course. And the reason for that is because he knows that, the League Cup or the FA Cup or the Europa League are realistically our main chance of winning trophies this season. So you never know. He might just put out a full first team. It's a possibility. He spoke in his press conference last night and he said that because of the amount of games and because of the Copa America and the Euros, i.e. there was a lack of pre-season. So he did kind of say in his press conference that was released this morning that, you know, putting out a full-strength squad hasn't been ruled out because effectively it's good. It's a good exercise to bring the players together, you know? Like he said at the moment, they're only training like once or twice between each game because you think they play on Saturday, right? And then they have Sunday off as a rest day. And then they train on Monday and then they're playing again today. So like between the Southampton game and today, they've only trained once. And then if you think before that, some of the players only got back from international duty on Thursday last week. So they come back on Thursday. They would train on Friday, play a game on Saturday. Sunday they have off, Monday they train, and then do you see what I'm saying? So like across the space of a week, they might have only had like 2 days of training. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, but I don't think we need to go full strength against Barnsley. What I would say is this, you know, have the Brunos, have the Rashfords, have the Garnachos, the Amads on the bench, and if we need to bring them on later on in the game, say a disaster happens and Barnsley go 1-0 up and it's, you know, 60th minute and we need to get back into the match, then you can bring on those players. But I still don't think that will happen. I still think we've got more than enough with our kind of youth players and our, you know, our B team players, the Maguires, the Evans, etc., to deal with Barnsley. But yeah, we'll wait and see how that goes. What are people saying in the chat? Let's have a look. Lots of people are saying that he should play the young players today. What else have we got? Somebody's saying what's going on with Chido Obi Martin. So in relation to Chido Obi Martin, the Manchester United are still waiting to negotiate a compensation package for Arsenal. So because he was a free agent and because of his age, Manchester United have to give Arsenal like a compensation package. It's something weird. It's like if you're under the age of 18 and you move from one club to the other, then the club that's signed the player, so Manchester United, have to pay compensation to the other club because of like the training they've provided, the meals they've provided. It's weird, but it's just how it is. But we can confirm now, though, that apparently Manchester United have signed 2 players today. So the first player is a guy called James Overy. We spoke about him a little bit in the summer. He was playing football in the Australian League. And he's just confirmed that he's signed for Manchester United. He's just put out a tweet and he's changed his Instagram bio. I'll be honest, I've never heard of this guy before. About a month ago, he's a right back. He's gone straight into the under-18s. He previously was playing for Perth Glory in the Australian League. He can play as a right back or a right winger. As I said, I've never heard of him before, like a month ago, so I'm not going to overhype the situation. But apparently he is being described as a very, very promising right back. Obviously, he's not going to play tonight, but he is, you know, gone into the under-18s. And then Manchester United have also confirmed today the signing of Samuel Lassalle, who is from Crystal Palace. Now, this guy's a little bit more known, if that makes sense. Like, he's already kind of made a bit of an impact. So yeah, this guy's a little bit more of an exciting one to kind of get behind from the beginning. He's 17 years of age. He's already played for the Slovakian national team. He's a right winger, also can operate as an attacking midfielder. Looks like a really, really exciting player. He was apparently one of Crystal Palace's best youth team players, and Manchester United have managed to sign him. I think it was as a free transfer, but yeah, he literally just signed yesterday. So yeah, 2 new players, 2 players who are being described as Wonderkids from their previous clubs. So yeah, we'll wait and see how that goes. Let's see what people are saying in the chat this morning. Everyone who's just joined the video, if you could do me a small favour and smash a like, that'd be really, really appreciated. Let's try and see 100 likes on this video. We've only got 80 so far. Sorry, not 100. Let's try and see 500. So please go and like if you haven't already. And if this is your first time watching, please do make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. We're well on the road to 40k now, guys. So go and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's make sure we get there as quickly as possible. Somebody in the chat says, I don't think that Erik ten Hag's going to make any changes. Stefan's asking if it's going to be on MUTV. I'm not sure, mate, to be honest. I don't know. I think it's on Sky Sports, but I'm not 100%. What else have we got? Ant says, what's your thoughts on starting Rashford again to build his confidence after his goal at the weekend? Yeah, I mean, it's a fair point. We've said this before about Rashford, haven't we? He's the kind of player who blows hot and cold. Once he gets a goal, he could go on a run of scoring 10 goals. But then once he doesn't score, like, he could go literally months without scoring. He's that type of player, isn't he? He's a very much a form player. When his confidence is high, it seems to work for him. But once he's feeling low, it just like doesn't seem to happen. So yeah, maybe Rashford should start. Maybe he should be given a game where he probably could get a goal, probably could get an assist. The same as Xerxes, Like, I could understand if he does start Xerxes and Rashford, because they're two players who I think, need a few goals to kind of build their confidence. So yeah, I wouldn't be against that, to be honest. It just all depends on squad rotation. What else have we got in the chat? Stephanie says the game's on Sky Sports at 8 p.m. Okay, cool. Malp says, where's Coney? I think he's training with the under-21s, Kone. So I don't think he'll be playing tonight, but I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure he's training with the under-21s. Ellen says the reason he didn't rotate previously is because he didn't have anyone to rotate with. Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. People were criticising him last season for not rotating, but there wasn't anybody on the bench to rotate with. But then tonight is the big test. He has lots and lots of options in relation to rotation tonight. The goalkeeper, he has two centre-backs. He's got Anthony, he's got Toby Collier, he's got Casemiro. Like, he's got plenty of players available to him tonight to rotate with. So I don't think there's really any excuse this evening. But at the same time, I understand if he does say, you know what, I want to build the momentum. We haven't been able to train properly. I'm going to put out the best team for the first half, and then in the second half, I'll change it. Like, I wouldn't be against that either. If he goes full strength for the first half, get 2 or 3 goals, and then in the second half, just change all the players, or as many players as you can. That would be quite sensible. But obviously, if we get an injury then, say Bruno Fernandes gets a massive injury, then everyone will be like, what the hell was he doing playing Bruno against Barnsley? So it's very, very difficult, and there's no right or wrong answer, It's all about damage limitation, isn't it, realistically? And if Manchester United play full strength tonight and get injuries, Erik ten Hag will get criticism. Whereas on the other hand, if we go full strength tonight for the first half, we get no injuries, and then in the second half we change the squad, people will be like, oh, that was really clever of him, So it's impossible. He can't really win. But yeah, my expectation is that we will see a lot of rotation tonight. But you never know with Erik ten Hag, do you? You never know. Lisan says, I'm hoping to see Harry Amas at left back tonight. Yeah. Geordie says, who do you think will be the back four tonight? So the back four tonight for me will be Harry Amas, Maguire, Johnny Evans, and Dalot. I would put money on it. Because there isn't any other left backs, unless you play Martinez at left back. But Martinez probably needs a rest. Ant says, I'd personally play Rashford as the striker and Xerxes as the number 10. That sounds interesting. Stephanie says, Kieran, how do you feel about Amas, Dalot, Maguire, Evans, and Bayindir? Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. I would like that a lot. Right, let's see what else people are saying in the chat. Johnny says that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer never rotated. Yeah, that's a fair point. The thing is, right, Erik ten Hag only didn't rotate because he had no one to rotate with, whereas Ole did. So, yeah. I want to see some rotation. I want to see some of the players that we don't really see very much. I want to see Toby Collier. This is a great test. Toby Collier would be going up against Barnsley, who are in League One. And if he doesn't look good in that game, this is the best way to kind of test him, isn't it? The best way to test Harry Amas. You're playing against a lesser opponent. Yes, they'll be physical. Yes, they're going to be, probably pushing them around and stuff. But that's what we need. We need to test these players. Somebody in the chat says, I don't like Lisandro Martinez at left back. I agree. I don't either. I don't think he's very good there, personally. I think as a left-sided centre-back, Lisandro Martinez is world-class. I think at left back, I think he's pretty average. But at the end of the day, he's not a left back. He's just a player who, because he's left-footed, can play at left back. It's just not his best position. Lots of people in the chat are saying, I want to see Wheatley tonight. Yeah? So do I. I would love to see Wheatley. I would love to see him get some game time. Again, it's a player who we don't really see much of because he's probably not ready to play in the Premier League yet. And this is the perfect opportunity to see someone like Ethan Wheatley and to kind of, monitor and decide whether we think that he's kind of got enough to, be a future Manchester United first team player. Morgan says you need to rotate the key players, but also develop the fringe players quicker. Yeah, I agree, mate. 100%. 100%. But yeah, I'm excited for this game tonight. 8 o'clock kickoff. There won't be a watch along. There will be a match reaction though. And I will be back live at 6 o'clock as well. So yeah, make sure you like the video before I leave. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. This has been Daily Red Devil. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll speak to you all later. Back at 6 o'clock. Have a great day, everybody. Bye for now.